what inspired you to enter the world of fitness, and how has your idea of health kind of evolved over time?
He was the one who suggested, why don't you become a trainer? So from there, that's when I actually did the certification.
So you mentioned that you've like tried all of these like different like art forms, and you're currently like pursuing more on the side and like certifications and all of them. So how do you
Yes.
feel like these different forms of movement have influenced like your mental well-being?
Somebody told me about Karlakattai, Padam and Karlakattai, so I went into that.
Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 6 of the NextGen Podcast. My name is Meghna, and I'm a senior at UCSD. Today's guest on the podcast is Jyothi Sreevalsan, a certified fitness trainer and yoga instructor based in Bengaluru, a vibrant city in southern India with over 11 years of experience. She's the founder of Callipers Fitness and blends traditional movement forms like Kalaripayattu, an ancient Indian martial art, and Karlakattai, a wooden club based training system from Tamil Nadu, with modern wellness practices. Outside of fitness, Jyothi is also a Bharatanatyam dancer and martial arts medalist, a dynamic force in the mind and body movement space. You can follow her journey on Instagram, which I've linked below in the description box. In this episode, we'll dive into Jyothi's past, how she built her multifaceted career in fitness, kind of the intersection of physical and mental health, as well as how ways in which movement can be used as a tool for inner resilience. Thank you so much, Jyothi, for being with us today on the Next Gen podcast.
Thank you so much, Meghna. That was quite an intro. Happy to be here and looking forward to having this chat with you.
Of course. So, kind of just jumping like straight in, I would love to know more about your journey because you've had like a multi diverse experience and just your journey path fitness. So, how is like what inspired you to enter the world of fitness, and how has your idea of health kind of evolved over time?
So I do tend to talk a lot. It's going to go into stories and stories, but
No
then
worries.
yeah. So I grew up being quite active, and I was into badminton, swimming, skating, gymnastics. I did a bit of everything, and Bharatanatyam. Carnatic music. It was all part of my childhood. And over the years, and then after my 10th, I started working out I used to go with my father to the gym and stuff like that. And then it sort of, it's been there with me. Working out has been, that was what was constant afterwards. Like even when I was in college and all that, I was in the National Cadet Corps and CC in the Air Wing. So I've been pretty active physically that way, doing something or the other, going for walks, going working out and stuff. But I think, and then I did work in the travel industry when I was living in the UK for 5.5 years. And then when I came back to India, I didn't want to join the rat race. So I tried out all sorts of things, work wise. I tried out selling silver jewelry, which I ended up buying mostly. So, and clothes, and then I did baking and cakes and desserts on order and stuff like that. And so I've tried different things, and nothing clicked. And on the side, so my fitness journey was going on. Like I was I I had lost 14 kilos once, and then working out heavily and stuff. And then after that, I had the kids and everything, and again I'd put on weight, then I lost it. So in my second journey of losing weight, I came across my friend Praveen, who's the co-founder of Callipers Fitness, and he saw how passionate I was about fitness, and he was the one who suggested, why don't you become a trainer? So from there, that's when I actually did the certification. And even then, this more than 11 years back when did it, I never thought I would become a trainer. But somehow it just fell into place. And after I started doing it, I just love it. It's something that has stuck with me. And then I've gone on to, I've become a yoga instructor during COVID. Though I've done yoga off and on for many years, I actually did the certification during that time. And then I was having online classes. Then I went offline later once COVID got over. And then on the way, I got into Indian clubs. So this whole Karlakattai, before that, I did Kalaripayattu, which is a martial art from Kerala. That had been going on the side. So it's like everything is sort of, I'm like constantly learning stuff. I love, fitness and this whole, find it very exciting to keep learning new things. So that's how, and then I went to, somebody told me about Karlakattai, May Padam and Karlakattai. So I went into that. And then I went into Indian clubs, got certified in that. So it's just been one thing flows to the other, and now all of it is part of my life. So I teach everything. I teach yoga. I do gym training, and also the clubs. They call Indian clubs. The whole so Karlakati is a Tamil word for it. The whole family
Mhm.
of clubs. It's called Indian clubs. So that's my latest thing right now. So, and I'm also doing a certificate course to start teaching Maypadam and Maypadam, which is a Tamil martial art. So that's the gist of it. Yeah.
I think my mom had actually done one of your yoga courses during COVID, and then she was
Yeah.
trying to get me into it, but I'm not like that flexible, so I was like struggling. But I think like yeah, I think my mom had like done one of those yoga courses like during the
Yeah.
whole COVID shutdown.
Yeah.
So a lot of these like classes, do you do them like in person, online, hybrid?
So it's I do most of them are in person one-on-one
Hmm.
trainings that I do, but the Indian clubs class presently that I have is a group class. It's an online group class, and I also teach with Praveen. We have a Sunday class at an apartment nearby, so that's offline, and yeah, so I would say it's a combination.
Wow. I'd even like when you mentioned that you were like doing like different like things. I vaguely like I think like the last weekend or something, my mom had like shown me the Hilton ad that you did. It was amazing. It was amazing. I loved
Yeah,
it.
thank you, thank you. Yeah, modeling also happened on the side. It just it's been now 10 years or so. So it was like
Wow.
just once in a way I do. So it's not my main thing. The
Uh-huh.
fitness is my main thing,
Of
and
course.
the modeling was just going like when something comes up, I do it, and it was more like once a year, but it's becoming a
Uh-huh.
little frequent now. So that
Wow.
wherever it takes me.
I don't know how auntie like you manage all of this is like amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, it's not easy, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So you mentioned that you've like tried all of these like different like art forms and you're currently like pursuing more on the side and like certifications and all of them. So how do
Yes.
you feel like these different forms of movement have influenced like your mental well-being, especially with like COVID shutdown and like classes and everything? How did it kind of change or better your mental well-being?
So, COVID time was very stressful for
Hmm.
everybody, but having something to do, the workout. So, looking forward to that part of the day where you're actually going to work out, that was something really special to me. It was something I did not let go. Throughout, I was either I was not either, I was teaching and I was working out as well. So, that really keeps you mentally active and motivated. It's very difficult
Hmm.
to, the feeling you get from working out, it's hard to explain. It's only when
Yeah.
you start doing it. So I have somebody I train who was sort of, sliding into a little bit of midlife, feeling low and stuff, I think, menopause stage and all that. And you go through a lot at that time. Others also, other people do, but she was telling me how once she started working out, she started feeling better within a few weeks. Now, less than a few, 2 weeks or so, she was already starting to. So she just snapped out of that downhill thing that she was going on. So I've found that for many people, it gives them something to do in life,
Hmm.
and it's obviously works towards your health also. It's not physically also, and you're more active. Like your brain is kept active when you're doing stuff, when you're learning new things. So that's very important.
I've actually recently like gotten into this like whole like working out like my roommate and I at least like once or twice a week we go like boxing.
Oh,
So
love.
even if it's like a 45-minute or like an hour class and I've actually like noticed the change cuz prior I would do like walking and like that type thing but I'm more of like a sedentary homebody type person. So I've
Okay.
actually like personally I've even like seen the changes that you're like mentioning in like mental, physical, emotional, those changes that you experience. I personally got through them too.
Yeah, it just makes you feel so alive. It's like a high
Hmm.
you get, a real high without any substances, just by doing an activity. So that's something I think everybody should try. Yeah.
So, you mentioned that you've like gotten to the Kalaripayattu, and yoga and everything. So those like strength training or those like structured workouts, do you feel like people kind of underestimate that? Like the importance of this, especially when it comes to like mental health or emotional, physical. Do you feel like there's like some sort of like a disconnect?
So definitely, there are people who get highly intimidated by all
Mm-hmm.
this, and then they get put off by it. So that's one part of things, and nobody's asking anybody to jump into things and go into the extreme end of, for example, if you're doing strength training where you're doing very heavy, lifting heavy and all that, that's your wish. If you want to do it, do it. But there is a middle path where you're doing it for your you just sort of staying healthy and all that, so you can do a lighter version of things. And it so my what I would tell people is, try out different things. You never know what you're going to like. So for me, it's a combination of things. Like, though I do strength training personally, I also like to do Maypadam and Karlakattai for my regular practice, and the clubs and everything. So I like to take a bit of everything, and then there might be so these days I'm not doing yoga every day, but it's like a magnet. I'll go to it when I need it. So I would really suggest that people try out different things. If you're totally inactive, go start with walking, and then slowly look for things around you, things that you can do, and then join something. If you don't like it, leave it. Try it for a month and then move on to something else. Something will click, I'm sure. It's like, if you're on the path to, if you're earnest about it and you're looking for something, it will come to you. And I'm sure you'll be able to find something that will work for you.
So you mentioned this like middle ground. Do you feel like, depending on how intense your training is or your exercise is, there are different benefits? Like, say you go for a more like flexibility, is that or versus like say like flexibility versus like strength training, do you feel like there's a difference in how it actually affects personal well-being?
You were asking me, can you repeat that last bit?
Oh yeah, of course. So say like maybe I'll like rephrase that because I think I worded it kind of confusingly. So you have this like middle ground or say you have like a personal goal of I want to be like maintain my weight or I want to lose weight. Are those like different exercises that you recommend for each person and do those like different exercises for that specific goal affect your well-being, emotional, physical, differently? So I don't think I'm wording this properly at all.
Long-winded question, but
Yes.
yes, I get you. So I'll do one thing. I will speak about a little more about certain things about my
Uh-huh.
fitness journey, and then we'll sort of
Okay.
try to get to the question. Yeah. So my fitness journey, I would say, has changed over time. So
Mm-hmm.
When I started, it was all about weight loss and strength training. I mean, really heavy workout, 6 days a week and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then I reached a stage where after it was my work started, all the training and everything. So my obviously when you're training others you don't have so much time to train yourself,
Mm-hmm.
though it is very important. Trainers have to continue with their thing. So but the thing is I've had to take a back seat with when I'm doing like 6 7 sessions a day. I'm not able to continue with my strength training in that way. So I it has reduced now to 2 or 3 days a week. But so Kalaripayattu, when I was doing it, it's there's been a break with that also because
Mm-hmm.
Kalaripayattu, it's a martial art from Kerala. It's very intense. It's really intense. Like um, it's physically quite draining. So if you're doing a lot of other things, so there was a time at that time I was able to do it. But now, with my training, I find it difficult to do because I'm not able to put in that kind of time and I'm physically exhausted with my stuff. So I had to put that down, that I'm not into color. I'm not doing Kalaripayattu right now. So that
Okay.
has taken, I've actually stopped that. Even my Bharatanatyam dancing, I do it now and then. I've learned it all my life.
Mm-hmm.
I do the dances for in our apartment when we have a function or something. But in the traditional way where you're supposed to practice every day, that's not been happening. Even so, Kalaripayattu has to take a back seat, unfortunately. I keep dreaming about someday when I'll have time for everything, but right now is not the time. So, what I found is Maypadam, and Maypadam is a little more low intensity than Kalaripayattu. And with my work schedule, I'm able to fit it in a little more. I don't feel drained out, trying to balance both. So and I feel good when I do it. So that's where I'm coming to the mental space thing that you were asking me about. So I've had to change it according to my body needs.
Mm-hmm.
I've had to change my physical activity, and now I do the clubs also. So it depends on how I'm feeling each day. If I have less sessions training others, then I can focus a little more and do a little more heavy duty stuff. And if it's a day when I've just been like, I've got too many sessions, then I have to do something light. So I have to decide what and see how I'm feeling. But this really does help because there are times when you go down mentally and you feel really bogged down by everything, and
Mm-hmm.
you feel you're not going anywhere. So I've also felt that, I mean, everybody goes through that
Mm-hmm. Of
phases,
course.
but
Yeah.
um, one of my friends was saying to me once that, and I really like that saying that. So I was saying, it seems to be a bad time for me and stuff like that. And he was saying that, don't, what you do in your bad time is you just continue working hard. You prepare for the good times.
Mm-hmm.
So if nothing is working out, you still do everything you have to do. You continue with your, so if you're learning new things, continue learning, but don't stop. Don't go into that rut and get depressed and get like upset about where you are. Just put your head down, keep working hard. Eventually, the good times will come, and then it's going to be really good. So just have that faith that it's going to happen, and stick with it. That's what I say, and that's what I'm following. So yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned this like getting bogged down and everything. So how do you personally approach the whole rest and recovery? And do you have any like go-to practices that you do for like grounding yourself before and after like a tough training session or just an emotionally tiring day?
Yeah. So I take up things from yoga, being a yoga instructor.
Mm-hmm.
There are things that I like in the meditation part. So one of my meditation teachers, good friend of mine, Smita, she had, taught us a very simple thing about 80. So you deep breathing, okay? Your breath is
Mm-hmm.
everything. And if you are able to control your breath, you'll be able to control a lot of other things, your emotions and your mental health and everything. It's all related. There are scientific studies to it. It's not just somebody rambling on about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is just a small trick that you can do, which I follow. And her, what she was saying is that do 80 inhale exhales every day. Okay, so inhale, exhale. Okay, normal breathing. It's just, but you do it where consciously. When you're inhaling, you're filling your tummy with you're filling your tummy and your chest is expanding and everything. And as you exhale, it goes. And so that kind of conscious breathing, and you don't have to like your mind will wander. So that's one of
Mm-hmm.
the things with meditation. People find it difficult to get into. I'm not saying I've reached this holy state where I'm able to and even if you can't meditate every day, try your best. Whenever you remember, try to do this 80 breaths, and you don't have to do it at one go. You can break it up and do like 20 now, 20 in the evening, 20 at night. And that way, if you it just gives you a target to keep like your 10K steps people talk about all the
Mm-hmm.
time. So similarly, this thing is something I follow. So if I'm stressed about something, I sit down and I try to do this deep breathing, and I find it really helps me.
Okay. Yeah, that is something like when you mentioned like the meditation, I like tried it like sometimes when I'm like stressed, like on Spotify, those like meditation playlists. My
Yeah.
mind just like wanders and I just like struggle to just like control it and just like stay in the moment. So I was like, okay, I just can't do this. And then I just moved on.
Oh, it's just one of those things. Even I started with those videos before I
Uh-huh.
did courses and all that. So I used to start with a 5 minute video and slowly becomes
Mm-hmm.
8 minute, 10 minutes. You'll be able to, and you'll be able to at least sit that long and follow the video. Your mind will wander still, but at least you're aware of it and you're trying to bring it back. Each time it wanders, and just register the thought and try to bring your mind back to your breath. Okay, so that don't give up. That's what I said. If things don't happen immediately, just keep trying. It will eventually happen. So that's one thing people unfortunately lose out with meditation.
Mm-hmm.
They lose. Uh, they lose interest because they think they're not getting it. They're not
Mm-hmm.
able to. And it's not like you're miraculously going to be able to meditate half an hour, 15, or 1 hour and all that. That takes a lot of time. And another meditation teacher had once told us, when we were doing the session, and the bell rang and you have to go answer it, and the somebody's asking you, like, of course you try to get your space without disturbances, but if that happens, it doesn't matter. Just let that go and come back and start again. So don't get worked up by, because that's one of the things. Couple of the people in the meditation class, they were like getting, and even I did. I get really angry when you're trying to do something and you
Mm-hmm.
disturb, but that's okay. Just it happened. Now back to what we're doing. So those sort of things. Try to. I feel everybody should try meditation, even if it's 5 minutes a day. Just try, and it'll happen. It makes a difference. It really does. So yeah.
Is it better for focus to do those like meditation practices in the morning or evening or whenever you feel like stressed? Is there like a specific timing that is best or?
Normally, they recommend meditation on an empty stomach. There is no
Okay.
time of day. So long as your tummy is empty, it's okay. But that doesn't mean to say that if you've eaten something, you can't meditate or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about getting calming your mind. So any time, I mean, if you have a choice, obviously do it before you've eaten something. But otherwise, just keep a gap and you can do it anytime. It's great in the morning. It's refreshes you for the day. It's really
Okay.
great at night. If you want to do it at night, that's also great. It'll help your sleep. So yeah.
Okay. So coming back to this whole like performance and like fitness and everything, the world currently is, I know it's like kind of like shifting away from it, but it's still like stuck, I feel like, in terms of body image and prioritizing like high performance and stuff. So, how do you help your clients kind of just stay grounded and balanced and just stick through with it? Because you mentioned that some people, have to try different things for one to stick. So, how do you just make sure that they're just like trying it out enough and just not giving up early?
Yeah. So this well, yeah, so let me connect it with the clubs, for example, that I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing, the Indian clubs and the Maypadam and Karlakattai and all that. The wonderful thing about these fitness activities is that it's not about how you look at all. It's about doing it for your health. So it's totally, I mean, even gym training is not, they have the, people who are into bodybuilding and all that. And then there's people who are doing it for their health. But it's unfortunately like because of Instagram and things, social media, it's become about looking a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
And even yoga's been corrupted so much that way with social media,
Mm-hmm.
by just it's become like it's this advanced poses and all skimpy clothes and all that it's up to anybody what they wear. I don't have a thing with that, but I'm just saying that's the image people get immediately about yoga. That's what it is, but it's so much more than that. It's there's a lot of depth to it, and it's about your mind, it's about the way you live and so many things like that. So the wonderful thing I feel about, okay, coming back to, so everything I'm doing right now is coming back to our roots. Okay, so we are finding, rediscovering Indian traditional fitness. So that's what there's this whole movement happening, even with the. So yoga has found its place. It's gone all over the world, and right now we are with Indian clubs. Let me give you a bit of background about it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was gadas, and you know Hanuman Gada and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
From the movies, Ramayana and Mahabharata and all that. So we've grown up seeing all that, and it's also been there in temple carvings and all that. They've found it years back, so it's part of our history, so to speak. And then if you look, there are a lot of videos on the history of Indian clubs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it was there during the time of the British, when they were in India. They saw this workout, all this, and at that time it was like warrior training also. So people used to it was for the people who were archers and who were fighting and that sort of thing, even before the British. And then it became a thing that, a fitness activity that everybody could do. So everybody was doing it at that time. And then the British took it abroad, and then it spread all over the world. And this, so it was still alive in akhadas, which are wrestling pits. They called in the north of India. They have them in Karnataka. They have them in different places, and but it was like quietly going around other places. Everybody forgot about it, and they were just going into the gym training and stuff like that. And even this Maypadam and Karlakattai and all that was still there very quietly. But now there's this whole thing where, it's being discovered and people are understanding the health benefits. So the wonderful thing about this, I'm connecting it back. I know well, it's going all over the place, but
No worries.
so the as we discover our roots, it's nice to see this whole system where it's not about how you look. It's about
Mm-hmm.
your physical health, like how are you doing. And there have been amazing fitness stories where people have gotten over various illnesses, done this, done that, after starting training with all this, with the Indian clubs and Maypadam and Karlakate and all that. So there's a lot of and there haven't been too many scientific studies done on it, so it's a lot of hearsay. About, you hear stories, people talk about
Mm-hmm.
their personal experiences of what they've been through and how they've feeling so much better. And the wonderful thing again about clubs is that you use your right brain and your left brain to coordinate. And the patterns get more and more advanced as you keep learning. Okay, so that really helps you as you age. It's very good for your brain health. So, and also the swinging of clubs, it's Mudgar, Mugdal, Mudgal, different names are there all over India. And when you're swinging clubs, you get into this meditative state of mind where it's just you and you're swinging the clubs and your breath and everything. So keeps you very grounded and focused. It helps you focus more on things. So this is the thing. It's more about your health. It's not about muscles. Of course, that will
Mm-hmm.
happen on the side. And but if you're into that, if you're looking for that sort of thing, you have to add your gym workouts to it or whatever else, or calisthenics or whatever you want to
Mm-hmm.
look a certain way. But this is more like a functional fitness thing, keeps you agile, keeps you fit, mentally, physically, all that.
So what do you feel is like, I know we've like kind of like touched on it with like meditation and kind of just like sticking through to like find like what fitness, I guess like fitness type kind of just sticks. So what do you feel is like one non-negotiable habit or ritual that helps you keep your mental health in check as well as just keeping you in general just fit?
So for me, keeping mentally active involves learning new stuff,
Mm-hmm.
reading books. I like reading. I'm a slow reader, but I try and read a bit every now and then. So I take like 6 months to finish if it's a fat book, and probably because I don't have the time. I don't
Mm-hmm.
have a lot of time. So and my mind will keep wandering and everything. But I still have that activity. The book is there on my bedside, and I like to. And the learning new things is. I've been doing that ever since I've been a trainer. I
Mm-hmm.
keep doing courses that interest me, and so I like to bring new things to people when I'm training them, and share my passion with them as well. So try and find that's what anything that interests you, keep doing that. Don't uh, just stay in a rut. Don't just lie about looking on the phone all day, looking. That's what I do. I admit it's a bad habit. We all are doing it, and we need to get off our phones. But have that thing that keeps you going on the side, and then do this breathing thing. Try to do the breathing thing, and go for a walk, if you're not able to do any other activity. And the other thing people think is, oh, I don't have 1 hour to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter, just take 10 minutes, whatever time you have. You can do something small for that, some physical movement, but get moving. Don't just lie around and sit around all day. That is what leads to your uh, bad thoughts, and things. Your mind becomes sluggish then.
Yeah.
Of course, I know the other thing I should say, your diet plays a very
Mm-hmm.
important role. So if you're going to feed yourself junk, then you're going to feel like junk eventually. So try to, and again, I'm not saying go on a crash diet, but just be conscious of what you're eating. And there's so much information around. I don't recommend people going on crash diets, because
Mm-hmm.
every time people, they lose tons of weight and then they put it all on again. So
Mm-hmm.
try and do it at a slow pace, and be conscious about what you're eating. That's it. And don't um, if you want to have something, have it, but try to keep your portions down. I hope it's all making sense, and the
Of
question
course, yes.
answered.
So kind of like the last question, just to kind of like sum it all up, just wrap it all up. For you as a trainer, a teacher, just as a regular like human being, what does mental strength mean to you?
Okay. Mental strength to me means, you know, like I said, the same thing, that you're not getting caught up with, there's so much negativity around
Mm-hmm.
on social media and everywhere these days. So not getting sucked in by the whole thing, that knowing that I can stay above that, I will hold myself above it, and I will carry on with the hope that there's good things happening, good things going to happen. So I always try to have that positive outlook. And another thing, which I'm very I wanted to say, which I believe helps people a lot, is daily affirmations. They seem like a very I don't know, people who don't do it probably look down on it, and
Mm-hmm.
they think, oh, it's so silly, I don't know what word to say for that. People, but it really has power in it. You keep telling yourself. So there are times when I feel low. So I've also been. I'm in perimenopause now, and having a lot of struggles with it. Unexpected weight gain and things like that. So
Mm-hmm.
I totally understand a lot of um, women who are going through it now, and of course I have to mention social media. There's be a lot of body shaming also
Mm-hmm.
with regards to that. And but the mental affirmations really help. You're just saying positive things to
Mm-hmm.
yourself, like whatever, I'm confident, or just giving you an example, whatever you want, you can create your own affirmations. And just saying that to yourself every day really pulls you out from
Mm-hmm.
feeling too low. And it's like eventually you tend to you become what you say. Yeah. So you deeply believe in that, and you're telling yourself that, and it happens. It really happens. So it is, I would recommend it too. Besides the breathing, this is one of my things I feel people should try. Give it a try. Nobody's going to know if you're not going
Mm-hmm.
to look like a fool. It's not like you're publicly standing and saying these affirmations, but in you can write them down or say it inside when you're alone. And but it does make a difference. So try it.
For sure, it's kind of like a manifestation sort of a technique. Like if you think
Def-
positive, then positive things will happen, sort of a thing.
yes.
Thank you so much, Jyoti, for being with us on the podcast. I loved this episode. And
Wow.
I learned a lot about the different forms of like fitness and just like how to better take care of myself as I'm also like very new in this whole fitness path, I guess. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. It's really been a pleasure, and nice questions. Been good to answer them for you.